Most of you will recognize this intro from Walt Disney, a great man who filled our childhoods with wonder and magic beyond belief. Today, I will inform you about his life and how it led to the creation of the Disney franchise and Disney legacy. Walter Elias Disney was born on December 1st, 1901 in Chicago, Illinois, to Elias and Flora Call Disney. He had 4 brothers and 1 sister and spent his childhood in Marceline, Missouri, drawing and painting pictures to sell to his neighbors. In high school, Disney took art and photography classes and enrolled in the military at the age of 16, but was rejected due to health reasons. Disney originally pursued a career as a newspaper artist and got a job as one where he met Ub Iwerks, who would become very important later in his life. He then transferred to the Kansas City Film Ad Company, where he made commercials using cutout animation. And after playing around with this animation and photography, Disney decided to start his own business. He made a deal with a local theater to play his cartoons, and after the success and popularity of those cartoons, Disney was able to buy his first studio, which of course he named after himself. However, by 1923, Disney's studio was in major debt, and he was forced to declare bankruptcy. After that little bump in the road, Disney, his brother Roy, and Iwerks moved to Hollywood and started Disney Brothers Studio. He made a deal with a New York distributor and distributed what they called their Alice comedies. Take a look. Had trouble with this New York distributor, and so them and their wives decided to break off from it, and they started working on 3 cartoons featuring that classic character, Mickey Mouse. Mickey's first 2 features were silent films, called Plain Crazy and Galloping Gaucho. However, both of them failed to find distributors. Mickey's 3rd feature, however, had sound. It was called Steamboat Willie and featured Walt as Mickey. And here's a clip that I'm sure most of you will recognize. This film found instant success. And after Mickey's success in Steamboat Willie, Walt Disney released Silly Symphonies in 1929, which featured all of those other classic characters that we know and love: Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy, and Pluto. Disney was then able to release his first colored animation, called Flowers and Trees, which won an Oscar and led to the release of The 3 Little Pigs in 1933. Then, Disney was able to release his first full-length animated feature film on December 21st, 1937, called Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. Take a look. Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs made $1.499 million, despite the fact of it being released during the Great Depression, and it won 8 Oscars. And because of the success of this film, Walt Disney was able to open a new studio in Burbank, California, in December of 1939. The opening of this studio led to the release of Pinocchio in 1940, Fantasia in 1940, Dumbo in 1941, and Bambi in 1942. and by the end of the 1950s, Walt Disney released 6 more full-length feature films. Moving on to Disney's legacy, Disneyland opened July 17, 1955 in Anaheim, California, and his last success before he died was Mary Poppins in 1964, which you can learn a little bit more about in the movie Saving Mr. Banks. Disney then began plans for a theme park in Florida, but however wasn't able to see his vision through, as he died December 15, 1966, of lung cancer at the age of 65. Luckily for us, his brother Roy saw Disney's vision, and he continued Walt Disney's plans for Florida's theme park, and Walt Disney World opened in 1971. Now, there are parks open around the world, including ones in Paris, Tokyo, and Hong Kong. Walt Disney was a great man who went through many struggles before creating his first successful film. I informed you about his life and how it took perseverance to create the franchise that we know, love, and enjoy today. Through his legacy, he is still reminding us that all it takes is faith, trust, and just a little bit of pixie dust to get through life, live out our dreams, and achieve the impossible. Thank you.